Hello everyone and welcome to 2024. Who else is feeling old? Since my new comic is coming out soon, I thought I'd make a video sharing my comic process with you all. This is a video I've been meaning to make for ages, but my comic process has changed so many times over the years. Plus, I cancelled my old comic before I could ever make a process video for that one, so anyway, better late than never. This video will show you what I do for the scroll format. For a traditional page format, it's a little bit different, but similar to what I show in this video. If you guys really want to, I can do a traditional page format video as well. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and it helps you out with your own work, or you just find it genuinely entertaining. So first off, I do the actual spaces where the panels will go. Usually I do this by looking at the script and getting a panel idea in my head, then creating a size for it. I have flipped between using black or white for these spaces, but went with black because I think it looks more sleek. By the way, I use Medibang paint for my art and the line tool to create the black spaces. If you don't know about Medibang, it's a free art program and there's a lot of things, well, there is like a premium thing I believe, but it's pretty cool, it's free and you can download lots of stuff from the Medibang store. I mean, I guess technically Clip Studio Paint would probably be better for a comic, but I think Medibang paint works fine as well. So it's really up to you which program you use, I guess, which one you think works the best for you. Okay, now we're up to the rough sketches. My sketches are usually pretty messy, and usually I get a bit impatient with them as well. As long as I can understand what's there, that's what's most important for me. Sometimes I even copy and paste them. I usually base sketches around the text that I put here as well. So next is the lettering. I already put the text down, but now this is the part where I actually create the comic bubbles themselves. When I was first starting webcomics, I found lettering and panel composition really difficult to understand. Because of that, my text bubbles usually looked pretty bad. Safe to say, it's not as easy as it looks. For this comic, I decided to give every character their own text, colour and special effects on the text bubbles. Well, not literally every single character, but in major characters. Because why not? It's fun to do. Lettering is a lot more enjoyable than it was in my other comic. Even though it does take quite a bit longer than it used to in my old comic. That's another thing you don't expect with lettering, is how long it takes. And it can get annoying because you just want to get straight to the drawing, but trust me, I think it's worth spending good time on lettering to make it look good. So next up is the line art. Each character has their own line art colour, aside from background characters. So for the Cyrus here, she's got a dark blue, so I use that colour when drawing her. My line art is a little on the messy side, but this is fine in my opinion. After all, the important part is getting the work finished. Also, I don't think you have to be super neat with your work, because to be fair, readers usually won't look at your panels for more than 5 seconds or whatever it is. So I don't think you have to draw a freaking masterpiece for every single panel. Unless you want to, of course, but I don't know, it's up to you. Now this is the colouring, which is pretty straightforward. Both with colouring and line art. I tend to, sometimes I reuse things from other panels and stuff, I just copy and paste the line art from a different panel to save some time. Also, I do have a color ref for my characters that shows me like what colors to use for the shading and what special effects to use and how high the opacity should be and all that sort of thing. Coloring also takes ages, by the way, especially if your character's super deep detailed. Like these two are pretty detailed. The Cyrus and the Nearest, they've got all their special effects on them. Maybe not a good idea if your character's super detailed, but that's how it is sometimes. So now is the shading, which is actually my favourite part. This is what brings it all together. So I keep shading fairly simple. I actually leave it on one whole layer, but I try to make it nice and pretty. So I do have a few different shading colours. You know, when I do my actual normal art, I use more colours for shading, but for the comic I only use a few colours just to keep it more simple. Since the Cyrus uses like blue and gold, I keep that shading like sort of a similar colour scheme for them, you know, just mainly gold and blue for their shading, that sort of colour. And some highlights as well, you know. I also do the background as well. For this scene, the background's pretty much just a big space, so it's like a big blue sky and space and stars and stuff like that, so I don't have to go super hard on the background. But occasionally, you know, I might, if it's like a background where there's like a scene, like a house or something, then I would probably, sometimes the Medibang asset library does have a few things that you can download and use, but sometimes I just draw them. I just sort of like look at like free stock photos online of like houses and stuff, or Google Images or whatever, and just try and copy those the best I can. But luckily here the backgrounds are quite simple, so I don't have to go into that too much. But yeah, I'll just show up a few assets you can use from the Medibang library. And then essentially I just do the final checkup where I look for any errors or typos or things I forgot to colour, all that boring stuff. And then it's all done. That's a panel all finished, and then I just repeat that whole process for every single panel, and then the episode is ready to go. How many hours this takes, I don't exactly know. I don't keep track. I'd say maybe, I guess it depends how many panels there are in the episode and what type of panels and how many characters and all that boring stuff. The prologue here is probably shorter than a normal episode would be, so I'd say probably over maybe 10 to 20 hours, I'm not too sure. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I hope you found this video entertaining or enjoyable, whatever, and yeah, I hope you guys check out my comic when it releases on February the 1st, not this month, February. I hope you guys check out my comic when it comes out on the 1st of Feb, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.